there were some little Indians living in the brick house on Central Avenue. Gathered round their daddy, telling stories in the living room from a slightly unrealistic point of view. Mama was off yonder in the kitchen somewhere, boiling up some hot water for them all to get up to their necks in. The seven little Indians knew if the rest of the tribe ever scrutinized the household, somehow it would not pass inspection. The big chief railed on and spun his tales of brave conquest, about the moving of his little band up to Alaska where the caribou run free. See, he'd done time, they're putting up telephone lines for the army during World War II. Even brought back a picture of a frozen mastodon for the little Indians to see. And some mark logs and some sealskin gloves and a coat with beads around the collar. His wife kept him in the mothballs underneath the Hudson Bay. And every once in a while he gets so wound up by his stories that he put him all on, dancing around that blue TV screen like it was some campfire blazing away. Well, he stamped and he hollered, but he couldn't stay warm in that living room. And even the seven little Indians could feel the chill. And although everything always worked out for the better in all of his stories, that night in that old brick house it felt like something was moving in for the kill. Blazing like a trail shot through the eyes of the seven little Indians, blazing like an arrow out from Cochise' last stronghold out in Arizona, blazing like the sheets of light dancing in the sky all above Anchorage, blazing like a star shot to the ground, but come again in Indiana. Well, it finally got so quiet that you'd hear a pin drop. They started dropping like flies. The oldest Indian got sick and vanished. Big chief went to the Slater. Mama did the best she could to raise the 6 little Indians to become housewives and musicians and insurance salesmen, and they all shared this common denominator. You see, all the characters in the Big Chief stories were named after the 7 little Indians. And like I said, in his stories always everything worked out for the better. And now that I'm telling this stuff to my own kids, dancing around that blue TV screen light, well, I wish I had those smart clocks and those sealskin gloves and a coat with beads around the collar.